Well, a pleasant good morning to you folks. It's time to run over to Premier Cooperative and look at the overnight markets with our good friend from Premier Cooperative, Premier Doug Kropp. Doug, good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Well, Doug, after the little surprise that we had gifted to us yesterday, the markets continue to move positively. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to. You're welcome for that, and it's nice to see the continued follow through here. This morning from yesterday's numbers. Very interesting to see the production numbers come out as where they did. We had corn acres at 92 million acres planted with estimates of 95.2 on the average, and it was 97 if you remember back in March.
Right.
So we did expect to see a decline, but not as much as it was, probably by at least a couple of million acres. Then in the soybean acres as well, I mean, it was less than, you think the switch of less corn would be more beans, which there was. I mean, we had bean acres at 83.8 million, but that was still significantly less than the expectations of 84.7. So both acreage numbers were bullish, and that's really what the market took for the news yesterday and pushed higher and again follow through here this morning.
Well, actually, and we'll probably start to see a little bit of a carry through with the movement higher yesterday and through the overnight. Probably some farmer selling will continue to put a little bit of a cushion on it, especially as the market moves higher, and a lot of the grain still remains in farmers' hands. So that will help to cushion a big move up, I would guess. But we also got to recognize that today it's hard to believe, Doug. Today's the first day of July. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, time has been going fast, even when we're quarantined. So it's the clock doesn't stop; it keeps moving.
Sure.
And yeah, so the crop development is important this time of year for sure. And farmer selling, this gives an opportunity. We did see a big uptick yesterday, and at least additional uptick in offers slightly above the market. One thing to consider here is the fact that the acres are definitely bullish numbers. However, we still have plenty of supplies. Stocks numbers yesterday were actually, especially in corn, were actually a little higher than expected.
Right.
Which it surprised me a little bit that they were higher than expected because we have seen obviously a downturn in usage with ethanol and all that this year. So looking at the supplies, we're still fine, but the weather forecast and how we finish this crop is going to be crucial as we go forward.
Boy, it's good that you mentioned that too, because the Western Corn Belt is quite a ways ahead of the Eastern Corn Belt. But boy, you look at the Western Corn Belt in the next 2 to 4 to 5 days, over 100-degree temperatures, and not a whole lot of sprinkles out there either. So during their pollination and tassel and pollination time out in the Western Corn Belt, Oklahoma, northern Texas, parts of Kansas, Nebraska, they're getting a huge heat wave right now, and that's not coming at a good time for them. So Marcus got to be looking at that weather out west too.
Yeah, I think definitely. I think the weather's starting to become more of a story out west, and even a little bit here. In this
Right.
in the Eastern Corn Belt as well, with forecasts of showers. There was several rains around in different spots, but not everybody got the heavy rains or the full coverage. And if you look at the weekly drought monitors that come out, we are starting to see a little bit more of that drought coming a little bit on the east of the Mississippi as well. So, or drier weather, I should say. I shouldn't say a drought, but
Right.
so I wouldn't get too bold up here yet, but definitely the weather is important in rainfall as we watch this closely going forward.
Yep, absolutely. And of course, with the reduced acres from the estimates and what they used as their trend line yield, now they're going to start to watch the trend line yield and see if they start pulling that back. But that won't change now until we start getting some harvest numbers. Actually, that'll stay there until probably, I don't know, next July when we find out how many acres was actually harvested, right, Doug?
Yeah, right. They always seem to adjust it one way or the other after the fact. So.
Well, Doug, let's go ahead and
Yeah.
take a look at those numbers from Premier Cooperative, Doug Kropp. Doug?
All right. We have July corn up 4.5 here at 343 even. December corn is up 4 at 354.5. December 21 corn is up 3 at 376 even. In the soybeans, July beans are up 5 3/4 at 890. New crop November beans are up 4 1/4 at 886.5. On the wheat market, we're up 3 in July at 4.93, and December corn is up 2 3/4 at 5.01 3/4.
Doug Crop with us each morning looking at the overnight markets and forward to the day trade. And during the corporate trade day hours, Doug can be reached the corporate number at 217-355-3369. That's 355-3369. Or you can always go to their website for more information of Premier Cooperative. Go to premiercooperative.net. Thank you, Premier Doug. You have a premier midday.
All right. Thank you. You have a great day as well.